Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meet Merp.
All right, so this week up on the docket, we do have a few things to talk about.
Yes.
Actually, some really exciting things and some not so exciting things. I will preface just to prepare everyone for like the second half of the podcast. There's going to be quite a bit of like drama slash negativity. I know some people don't like to hear that. So
We're putting it at the end.
We're putting it at the end, just so you know.
And then if you want to listen to the Q&A, but you don't want to hear the negativity, there's timestamps.
Yeah, of course. And then this week, though, we do have some exciting stuff because we're going to be talking about the rewards for the new raid.
Yeah, raids 4.
Yeah, so
and we have some ideas.
Yeah, so for Guthix's Fractured Archive or whatever it's called, they pretty much are asking people like what they want to see. And the subreddit, as you can imagine, has been inundated and flooded with every single idea you can imagine. And while a lot of them, maybe even most of them, aren't very good, some are actually pretty good.
Haters!
So we'll go over some of the better suggestions.
I thought we were saving the negativity.
No. So we'll look at some of the better suggestions. We have some of our own original ideas as well. And then we also are going to be talking about the mobile character stuff. It's a very brief thing we'll be touching on. And then we have this week's update, which is like kind of some quality of life stuff from previous polls. So we'll go over that very briefly. And then this week's drama, which we'll just get out of the way. Obviously, if you play the game literally at all, you've already heard that they've increased the price of membership again. So we'll be talking about that towards the end. But at the actual end, we do have a Q&A. So shout out to anyone
and on a positive note.
Yeah, shout out to anyone that does ask us questions. Thanks. We really do appreciate it. And if you want to ask a question about, OSRS, other games, or real life stuff, feel free to do it on any of our socials listed below or discord.gg/Bunebape. You can join. We have a community. You can play with each other. We play other games as well. So
we have a questions channel. We do movie nights.
Exactly. Feel free to join. And then, of course, we have to always shout out our Patreons, the people that support our podcast. If you just like it or follow it over on Spotify, also really helps depending on...
Honestly, now just listening to it on Spotify helps now that we're monetized.
Yeah,
so
shout out to you guys. And however you want to support us, we really appreciate it no
listening
matter
for
what.
free, we still like it.
But on Patreon, you do get, ad-free listening and also a few other perks depending on which tier you want to subscribe to. So we appreciate all of you guys, though. Anyways, though, before we get into all the stuff this week, Michelle, how's it going?
Going well. I forgot we have an announcement for a guest next week. Next week we are gonna have dating, aka dating _
Dating is a long-time viewer.
He's one of our founding subs.
Yes, and recently he started streaming, so he's gonna be on. And we call him Dating, but technically that's just because we mispronounced it in the beginning.
There's two T's, but I'm gonna say dating, and I don't give a damn.
Technically, his name is Dat Ting.
That's his birth name.
Yes, that's his government name, Dat Ting. But yeah, you can...
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, because he is more of a member of like the high-level community-ish, so we don't always have those types of players on.
He just made a hardcore, so if you have any hardcore questions... We are recording on Saturday, though, so...
Just made is very questionable. It's in Tob.
Well, he's streaming on it, which means it's new to me.
Okay.
Just made enough.
What's going on?
Other than that, I'm about to hit 96 sailing. I'm literally 8,000 XP away, and I'm salvaging, so that's pretty exciting.
Where are you salvaging?
I'm doing the merchant ships. So I was able to get some like collection logs from sailing, which I was really excited about. I got the dragon cannon barrel. I got that probably around like 15,000 salvages.
Very, very lucky.
Yeah. And then I went back to an older one to try to get the Salver's paint. 1 out of 24K. I got that like 1 out of 3K. I got like crazy spooned.
I like seeing the little beef in your latest collection logs.
Yeah, I like that it shows like the most recent collection logs.
It looks so silly.
Isn't it cute?
Little beef.
And then I was like, man, I just kind of want to keep collection logging. So I went to Mana Rays, Stingrays, whatever they're called, to get Ray Barbs. I went to Albatross and got a Swift Albatross Feather. I went to, what are they called? Orcas, and got an Echo Pearl. And then I went to Narwhals and got a Narwhal Horn. And now I'm working on the salvaging hook from Great Whites whenever I'm actively playing off stream.
As they say, once you start clogging, you can't stop clogging.
It's really cool. Just like, I don't know. I'm not like that close to green logging the Sailing Miscellaneous. Oh, yes, I am. Those are literally all I have left is that. And then the one from the Kraken things. The
Nice.
storm, bottled
You're getting
storm.
pretty close. 10 out of 12.
That's cool. Oh, I'm so excited for it. And I still have been carrying around a freaking shield with me everywhere. Did I actually drop my shield?
I mean, what type of shield do you need?
It's a spirit shield. It was
You have it
worth like,
equipped.
oh, it's see-through.
It's not see-through. It's just tan.
I've been carrying around a blessed spirit shield with me to put in a clam because that will give me like the highest level pearl whenever the clam comes back. And I've not run into any freaking clams. It's so annoying. So that's where I'm at right now.
The struggles of a main.
Yeah, the struggles of a main. And then I've been doing some shelving griffin, of course. My KC, don't have the pet by the way, don't worry. KC is at 5,117. It's depressing how many people come in and they're like, haha, is this the new Scurious or what? And I'm like, please don't say that.
No, it's even worse.
Ew, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to go 27,000 dry.
On a Slayer task one?
Yep.
That's brutal. I hope not. It is worse because it's Slayer locked.
The
but
only solace is that you're making some money here.
yeah, more than I made Scurious.
Well, you lost money at Scurious, so
Exactly. Anything's more than losing money.
Yeah. Even if you lost less, it would still be making more.
Still be better than Scurious. But I think that's like all I've been up to on my account. In real life, I don't know what changed my mind, but I've been like more locked in trying to like look at overseas jobs. And it's so frustrating. I'm gonna complain a little bit.
Okay.
Because there is a list called the IND recognized sponsors, and it's literally recognized sponsors in the Netherlands.
These are companies that will sponsor you to work in their country.
Yes. And to be fair, I mean, like, they have to pay the visa fees. If I'm like about to start messaging back, I will pay the fees. I don't care. Just hire me.
No, you won't. The fees are a lot.
They're like 1,000.
No, it's a lot.
Oh, that was 1,000. I was like,
No.
I'll pay 1,000. Sure.
I've heard numbers upwards of 10,000.
I'm gonna look it up because I don't know. It probably depends on the country as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've applied to so many places and so many people replying saying we don't do sponsorships. And then lo and behold, they're on the IND recognized sponsor list.
Well, it sounds like a bad list to me.
The list was actually updated 3 days ago. I looked at work, but I am replying to people telling them that I found them on the IND list. But because I'd feel like too awkward confronting, I'm like, maybe the list is outdated. Haha, thanks. But I want to be like, you're on the list. You need to get off the list then. Or maybe they're just saying because I'm low level. Why am I saying that's a RuneScape account? Because
You are a low-level IRL account.
Yeah, I mostly just have customer service. I'm looking at customer service, hospitality,
IRL noob.
yeah, and warehouse work, which is like obviously all hard to get visas with. And then
Yeah, who would be like upper mid game IRL?
upper mid game IRL. Ooh,
Is that like
a manager.
oh, like a manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
And then
so.
like the end game, I guess like a CEO.
I don't know, because you can be a CEO really early. Are those people that just like skip to end
Those
game?
people that buy their accounts.
Do they buy their? Well,
Yeah.
I think like if you're like a like a tuition kid, then yeah, you bought your account. But
Mhm.
like if people just like immediately go from zero to like successful business as a young person through like hard work, are those the people that
Mm,
like have like weird accounts that get to like top really quick?
yeah, I think they're like how like I was, where they just happen to be in the right place during like crazy drop parties, but like all the time.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I think. And then I'm not also just looking at the Netherlands. I'm looking at a lot of different countries. So if any of you guys are like, oh, my friend actually was able to get sponsored at this company, please let me know. Because every time I Google it, half the results are so vague. They're like, my company did this. They don't say what it's called. And then the other half are saying, that never happens. And I'm like, well, it does.
Never.
But okay. Yeah, so that's been like what I've been up to at work on breaks. So pretty
Nice.
exciting stuff.
Cool.
And RuneScape. What have you been up to?
I have been mining my own business yet again. Surprise, surprise.
Got him.
Last time we talked, I think since then I've gained like 4 million XP or something like that. I'm like 19 mil now.
What's your level?
Bro, you want to guess?
You were 80 last week?
I don't know what I was last week. All I
I'll
know
say 83.
is last week I'm pretty sure I had like 30,000 dust, and now I'm pretty close to 90,000.
84.
87.
You didn't tell me you were so close.
Yeah.
If you would just go and get a dragon pick real quick, you're fine.
Well, unfortunately for you and me, that's not easy to do.
Just go to Volcanic Mine and get lucky.
I'm not doing
Just get
that.
spoons.
But yeah, so
Oh, 96, by the way.
nice. GZ, I have 89,000 Stardust, getting pretty close to the 90/100K. I thought about it, and I mean, I've definitely been like slacking one on progress as a whole, but also just like getting Stardust as well, because I was thinking about it, and like per day I can get like, depending on how much I play and how much I pay attention, like 6,000 to 8,000 a day.
Oh my god.
So it's like, I feel like I've been doing this longer than 10 days though.
Yeah.
So it's like I could have been getting more.
True.
But also,
maybe
it has
not.
been busy at work. That's my excuse.
There you go. See, that's fine.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm just still getting Stardust. It sucks because it feels like I'm not progressing my account very much, which I'm not. But this is
Because I'm not.
but this is my chosen. If you weren't here last week, this is my chosen option for navigating around the fact that I absolutely hate blowing glass for crafting XP, and I need to get my crafting to at least 90. So this is going to get me quite a few gems.
Yeah.
I think it's around, what is that? At least 3,000 gems.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know. You told me this math such a long time ago. I have no idea anymore.
It's like,
it's a lot.
It's 90,000 divided by 300. So whatever that is, I think that's actually 300.
Yeah. 90,000 divided by 300.
Yeah. Yeah.
300.
So it is 300. And then I don't remember how many gems you get per bag, but yeah, whatever that multiplies out to. So it's quite it's a few thousand gems, and then I'll be able to cut those and turn them into bracelets, and then I can high alch them.
Have you recalculated what level you need to get your or how many Stardust you need?
No, I haven't thought about it, just because I don't know how many I'm gonna turn into bracelets. Because like I might not do all of them, because that is kind of a hassle to do all of them into bracelets, because that's just a lot of gold.
I was thinking when you said it, I was like, that is gonna take a long time.
I do
still
that,
better than glass blowing.
Yeah, I do that not because it's good XP. I do that second part, putting into bracelets specifically for high alching.
Oh, that's funny, just for money.
Yeah, like it's
I mean,
my primary money maker.
You have to use that to pay for bonds.
If anyone's like, why don't you just go to the wilderness and do like the wilderness stuff for making money on your Iron Man?
I don't want to.
I just don't like doing that stuff.
He wants to get his crafting up as well to make amulets and whatever, because they're also high level.
It just, honestly, I've thought about it a few times. I know there's 2 ways to make a ton of money as an Iron Man. For anyone that doesn't know,
with the class.
Both of them are in the wilderness. You just join the friends chat for either wilderness agility or for thieving, and thieving from the chest.
Oh, the rogue's chest.
Yeah, rogue's chest and max ability. So it's like both of those will make you at least a few mil GP per hour, like straight up money, and or in alchables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just don't really want to do that, because that, like, I'm playing my account in a way where like I want to be very Iron Man. Like I don't want to like do things.
You don't want to rely on people
in a group
too much,
unless it's like a raid where it requires to be in a group.
Or you're gonna do Royal Titans with me, but I'm gonna wear scuffed gear.
Well, no, yeah, like
a duo boss is made to be
things
duo.
that require groups, I'm fine doing, but I don't want to like skirt around.
If it doesn't
Iron
have to
Man
be with other people, yeah.
Like for instance, like boosted or scaled raids.
So you'll do like Guardians of the Rift because it's intended to be played as a group.
Yeah, that's fine.
You'll do Royal Titans.
But
yeah.
I didn't like I know Iron Man that would do scaled raids and then kind of get carried through as well as scaling them. So it's like they just have
our guest next week.
Yeah, actually Dating did that. So it's like, well, not on this Iron Man.
His old Iron.
But, I mean, I'm sure he did on this one as well. Yeah. I don't judge people that do that, but I like the solo part of Iron Man.
Maybe you should join me for the dating episode. You should call him out on that. That'd be hilarious.
No, because I mean, whatever. You can play the game. You can play the game however you want. I'm just telling you how the reasoning, because I know someone's like, oh, why don't you do these for money making? It's like, I know.
Why.
It's fine. I know.
Yeah.
I'm playing the hard way. So anyways, that's been what I've been up to. Getting pretty close to 100K. Originally, I needed 200K. Hopefully, it's less than that. But either way, we're slowly making our way there. And then maybe I'll actually make like real progress on the account sometime soon.
Maybe someday in my life.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to like kind of save myself on like 15 hours of active playtime when I decided to not get Void.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because you're
cool.
just probably gonna do Blood Moon.
I'm just gonna wear moons to top. And I mean, obviously,
Have you decided what you're gonna wear to moons?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Barrows to get a couple tank pieces.
Oh, true, true.
Yeah, just a
Okay.
few tank pieces. So unless I go like absurdly dry or only get Carols or only get Arums, then I should
Oh,
be fine.
I wonder about like the mixed hide. How hard that would be to get because you'll have crafting,
It's not
but
I
you
don't
probably need hunter levels.
I would honestly be fine getting that, but I don't think the defense on that is good. And you specifically need slightly higher defense for moons just because a lot of them operate on how much damage you take.
Oh yeah, it's more like
Primarily blood
it's
moon.
better for offensive, not defensive.
Yeah, like you need
Mm-hmm.
you kind of need tank gear
Mm-hmm.
specifically. But
Okay.
at least that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, we can move on to stuff that's going on this week.
Yeah. So we are gonna start out with the Fractured Archive. This is they're calling it the rewards primer because they don't have reward ideas completely.
They
They don't know
probably
what to do.
do, but they didn't tell us any of
Yeah, they
them.
want to show too much of their cards, you
They want
know.
us to give them as many ideas as possible in
Mm-hmm.
order for them to make more informed reward ideas.
Yeah. So jumping into it, the first question we are asking ourselves being Jagex, what should a raid loot table look like? Meaning we're less interested in the specifics of each item, but the number of items, each rarity, where their power sits, and whether it makes sense holistically.
I don't really like this question mostly because I feel like they already know the answer and they low key answer it like within this paragraph.
Yeah, they kind of do.
They're all
So
like, Chambers has too many. 12 is just too many. They literally say that. And then they're all like, but this next part kind of confused me because they say that the 12 from Chambers feels too bloated, especially when compared to the uniques available on Theaters and Tombs of a Mascot. Despite having the same volume of unique drops, Theaters has 2 drops that players want, aka the Defender and the Scythe, and 5 that are likely to gather dust in the bank. Whereas Tombs has 7 unique rewards, all with enough use cases to make them worth picking up. Though some would argue that the rarities
they can be mixed up a little bit.
could be changed. And I kind of agree, but also yeah, I guess I technically agree if you're looking for like max damage, but there's many good use cases, especially previously before the Fang, for the Rapier
Yeah.
and also for the Sanguinesti. Like the
Yeah.
only kind of
Sanguinity is
useless.
still good if you don't have a shadow.
Yeah, and it also has really good niche uses for, I mean, it's passive, obviously.
But
So
I
it's
will
like,
agree that TOA, price aside, TOA's loot table is the most enticing.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, from like usefulness, especially perspective, it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's definitely more useful stuff. If you get Justy, it's kind of like throwaway.
Well, that one's from Tob.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm
TOA.
saying. No, yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying like if you do get Justy from Tob, it's kind of like throwaway, which I understand if that's what they're alluding to, but
I
the
think
others
that is what they mean.
the others have good use.
Yeah.
I think. I feel like that's a little
Unfair.
yeah, they're talking down on those items. I feel like they have a pretty
You
good
used to
use.
talk down on them too, the rapier,
Well,
until you realize it's not
the
that
rapier
bad.
does have a use, especially in Slayer and stuff like that. But also, that's a problem that they created and they
Mhm.
still haven't fixed. So it's kind of weird that they're
Yeah.
calling themselves out. But anyways, they say that with 3 raids to draw from and countless conversations over the years, we believe that a raid's unique loot table should look something like this: a mega rare, which is an absolute powerhouse, undisputed best in slot for many use cases, and a valuable pickup for practically any player. Also, an armor set, ideally outright best in slot and not super niche, so something like Masori or Ancestral and less like Justicar. And then 1 to 3 standalone items, aka like the Elder Maw, Din's Bulwark, the Fang, Light Bearer, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I generally kind of agree.
I agree with that. I think it's solid.
I've seen this idea tossed around a couple times, and I kind of like it more than what they said here,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of people were like, why don't we move away from armor sets?
What would we do instead, though?
Individual armor pieces.
Oh,
Because as it is now, and this is something you kind of box yourself into in like other games like World of Warcraft, where it's like in the end game, everyone's just wearing the same exact gear.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I mean, look at us now. We've already fallen into that, and it's only been a few years of like sets coming into the game.
No, I think we could honestly skip the mega rare part for now and talk about the armor because they kind of touch on that a little bit.
Sure.
So they said, in keeping the general vibe of the blog, figuring out a good fit for armor set is tough. So our summary of current thinking, Ranged armor feels out of the question. Masori featured the most recent raid, and which is on his quiver, coupled with rewards from Blood Moon Rises. We don't think ranges as style needs any straight number increases. Sorry, straight up number.
Straight number.
As opposed to the gate numbers. Melee armor feels a touch more gray. I was surprised by this. Because you're talking about, like, everyone's wearing the same thing, and I was just imagining Torva. But they're saying, we feel it could be too soon for an upgrade here, since Oathblade's still quite fresh as a specific style armor, and Torva remains a high value and serves as an endgame target for many players, despite not coming from a raid. They're... Even just, like, to consider the Torva for a second is just, like, weird to me. I don't know. Inquisitor likely could be improved upon, but where does that leave Nightmare its place in the game? And if we went down the armor upgrade route, does Upgradescape feel appropriate for the raid's reward?
I mean, that's the obvious answer. No, that would be weird.
Because no other raids have the upgrade stuff, huh?
And then also it's like, oh, cool, you got this brand new drop, sick. Said no one because you have to use it on an upgrade.
Yeah, no,
it's like
that's true.
if you don't, there's a really big aspect to just picking up a new best in slot. You're like, now you go from like nothing in your hands to like a Void Waker. It's like, dude, homie's about to do something.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like a TiVo, it's like, dang, homie's got bands. Like he's banking. But like there is something to say about, like, you know, I'm just equipping Torva, which no one has ever done, and it feels kind of lame because you're like, oh cool, I got a busted piece of armor. Let me go put it together real quick.
It's okay for other places. I think for raid uniques, it should just be like, dang, that's crazy. I got that.
Yeah, like it should
no
just
other
be,
thought involved.
Should be just like a straight up like, I'm putting this on. I am now better.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I hate that, again, it feels like they're calling themselves out, where it's like, oh, we don't want to mess up Nightmare. I'm like, you guys have buffed the drop rate 3 times, and everyone has said every single time it's not enough.
The drop rate is so bad.
And now your bad decisions are coming back to bite you because this is your fault.
Yeah.
The like a many hundred or even originally 1,000-hour grind is not something that people should be expected to do.
Yeah, it's not a raid.
Yeah. So
In the
like,
armor, I mean, it sounds like it'll be more relevant with this raid, but it wasn't used in a lot of situations before.
yeah, and it was super niche. It was never best in slot, except outside of obviously the weak bosses to it.
Nightmare.
So it's like it just was in such a weird place, and now they've pigeonholed themselves because of that.
Exactly. Another way they pigeonhole themselves. Magic armor could make sense, but it's awkward. Ancestral's 9 years old at this point, so it's not too soon to upgrade, but could we upgrade in a way that doesn't completely invalidate it? Because, like, it's from a raid.
Any power increase will, like, literally any type of power increase, because originally you could be like, oh, add more accuracy. There's only 1 accuracy for magic. As soon as you increase that, what does that do? That becomes the new best in slot because
people stop going to chambers.
Shadow exists.
Yeah.
Because the shadow exists, you pigeonhole yourself again, so you cannot upgrade it with damage.
Well, I was thinking, and because they already put best in slot mage at chambers.
Yeah.
So it's now you're invalidating 2 other raids. Like,
yeah, so it's like you can't.
Yeah. I feel like
they
should have done a roadmap 10 years ago to be like, you guys, we need like a vague idea.
Dude, they need to take out the shadow. They need to change
They
it.
do mention that a little bit, basically saying soon.
Yeah, someone asked about like it, because they mentioned a while ago now that like they were gonna change the shadow.
They're gonna rework it.
And they recently, people were like, yo, are you actually gonna do this or what? And they're like, yeah, kind of soon, eventually, maybe.
Yeah. I think they say that on this blog too.
Very non-committal.
Yes. Anyway, we could go down the upgrade route for magic armor, but our concerns around whether or not that's appropriate for a raid still stand. I don't think it's appropriate. Could we explore, though, a side grade that excels in a specific niche? Perhaps something that boosts the power of the standard Lunar Arceus spellbook? If so, does that feel appropriate considering Virtus already does this for ancient magics, but isn't a raids tier reward?
Yeah, you can't create a niche armor.
Well, they were talking about specifically doing it for like elemental weakness things.
Yeah.
For stand spell. But at the same time, yeah, Virtus comes from DT2 bosses. Maybe that's something that they should have saved for a raid. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It feels kind of weak. Like people don't use ancients many places in PVM.
You mean the standard?
No, I mean ancients as it is, even with the buffed up niche set.
I think you just use it when you're barraging
people
something.
People do use Virtus. It's just not very common, and you don't want that to be the case with Raids
Whatever this
gear.
is, yeah.
You want it to be like, oh, this is good gear.
Especially with the idea of the elemental, because I feel like a lot of people don't do that, the elemental. But they do say here there's a bit of a chicken and egg scenario where elemental weaknesses are bad because there aren't many significant instances of them at in-game content, but it's hard for us to justify adding sources of extra power here because there aren't many use cases. So perhaps adding a power increase here opens up more in-game use cases for elemental weaknesses, which in turn improves the appeal of gear that strengthens them.
Yeah, but then also by doing that, you could potentially invalidate like current best in slots, aka the shadow,
Yeah.
because it's a charge staff.
It's gonna be hard to do anything mage with the shadow and with ancestral too,
Yeah.
coming from chambers. It's like,
I think honestly, as far as like upgrade paths go, I think mage is in like by far the most dire situation.
it sucks because I do think that mage gear should get an upgrade soon. You know, we got Torva, we have Misori, but at the same time, Shadow's so busted, which I appreciate because I use the Shadow,
Sure.
but I could recognize that's really busted. And also, if you add new best in slot mage, you're just invalidating chambers. Like, it's weird.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
it's-
they never thought they'd have more than 3 raids.
Yeah, you can't touch as it is now. You can't touch mage. It has too many problems.
Yeah,
It
it's
sucks
just
because it kind
awkward.
of only leaves one option. Because
Melee.
yeah, because Masori's new,
And
and
Torva's
so
pretty new too, though.
Torva is
It's like 4 years or something, right? Or less?
it's older than TOA is what matters.
Yeah. Is it older than TOA?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's definitely older than TOA.
I don't know.
Um,
Because I think Next came out while we were still recording the podcast, so within the last 5 years.
now you have me second guessing, but I'm almost certain it's older than TOA.
Let's not listen, or let's not look it up. Let's just have all the listeners think we're liars.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, they have some next steps. So they say up next is something
Oh,
that
wait.
we
Sorry, we should read the mega rare part first. I did scroll
Oh.
past it, my bad.
Cool,
I was too
cool.
excited. And after the mega rare too, we could talk about smaller scale things. They don't really mention the smaller stuff.
yeah. So they pretty much just say that they
What
want
is the mega rare?
they want the mega rare to be a weapon. I know a lot of people are like, oh, maybe it should be a shield, maybe it should be an armor piece, or like some people said it was like an ammo slot or something like that. And I have seen like good ideas, I guess, for some of these, but they kind of say that they want it to be a weapon. So
Yeah.
it's kind of unfortunate for anyone that wanted something else, because it definitely seems like the majority of players also kind of agree.
I
is
kind of
that,
want to be
like,
a weapon too. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it's kind of like what we said earlier, where it's like it's really a vibe thing, and that like it's not like you couldn't have a like really cool shield or something, but being able to be like, I got the mega rare, equipping it and feeling like a god is like
It's unparalleled.
yeah, it's definitely a vibe. So in general, they do believe that it should be a weapon. They've seen suggestions about like the turmoil prayer, a second ring slot, or access to overloads. And while they kind of agree that these are obviously powerful, it's just not the same excitement or, anything on the same level as like a new best in slot weapon.
Yeah, there's nothing new to equip. It's just like, look, there's an extra square on my equip page.
Yeah, like imagine like you're like,
You can't
oh,
even see the rings on you.
I read this book and now I have another ring slot and it just appears. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
and no one can even see it.
Yeah. Yeah, literally no one can see
You
it.
can't see the rings.
And so they say, assuming a weapon is chosen, we're leaning towards a niche design with a wider range of use cases, something like the twisted bow, the scythe, both niche, but obviously they are used at many places. They also say, or like the Tunic and Shadow is a bit of an outlier, like we've just mentioned, because it's extremely good literally
Good
everywhere.
Everywhere magic is good, which has come with no shortage of problems.
It's even good places that magic isn't good because of how
I
good
use
it
it
is.
everywhere. I should honestly do some more content with that before they do end up changing it eventually.
Yeah. And they do continue on to say that while it's not mandatory, they do like bigger numbers, which typically does entail a slower attack rate. So take that into account. A lot of people obviously have raised valid concerns, I think, like, why don't we just do a faster attacking weapon? I think that would be kind of interesting. And so I think that's an interesting thing that we could explore as like a community.
Would it just not hit as hard, do you think?
I mean, yeah, it would still hit relatively hard, but I mean, think about how like barely much stronger the blowpipe was for so long, and that was like that
That's
did the
true.
damage of a mega rare, and it wasn't very strong. It just was so good because of how fast it hit.
But I feel like people only used it because of that. Well, I guess it'd be coming from a raid, so it wouldn't be that crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and
It's
that's
supposed to
valid.
be crazy.
Before it was crazy because it was 3 mil and it outperformed literally the
You just
Tebow at
got
a
it
lot of
from
places.
Zora.
They're like, oh, do you have 3 mil? Cool, you can do more damage than the 1 bill Tebow
Literally.
at
That's so
most
funny.
places. But yeah, maybe they can actually do that like the right way this time.
Yeah. But for now, we'll assume we're moving forward with a weapon and probably a slow weapon and talk through some of the consideration for weapons in particular that make this fourth spot difficult to fill. We skipped one line but said the elephant in the raid here is that we've got 3 mega rares already, one for each combat style. So where do we go with a fourth?
Yeah.
At least Melee has 3 different styles, but at the same time, I worry that they're not thinking ahead to years from now adding more raids and then we're truly going to have one of everything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know a solution either. I'm glad I'm not one of the mods, one of the developers.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a big concern in the community I've seen where it's like a lot of people are, kind of asking the question on like, are we like creating too many niches and like stuff like that? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
the
fair.
answer. I don't really have an opinion yet, but like, obviously, as we
As the game
progress
grows.
more and continue to expand more horizontally as a game instead of, vertically, which would just be straight up power creep, it does become more difficult to
Hmm.
create. That's why it's like a lot of people are like, oh, why do we have to do these things? For game design,
Yeah.
for the longevity of the game, you have to account for like so many things. It's really annoying, but that's just what you have to do.
Yeah. I feel like you have to think like 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, it won't ever work out the way you think, more than likely, but you have to try.
Yeah. So they're wondering, do we start cycling through combat styles so that each gets their time in uncontested spot? It's been 9 years since Tebow. Could a range weapon that fits a different niche be a good fit to naturally restart the cycle? We don't have answers for these, so we want to hear what you think. Another consideration is that for better or worse, we feel there's some expectation from players that Mega Rare should stand out in the raids they're obtained from, which is the case for all existing weapons. With that in mind, it's worth thinking about what we got planned for the encounter design and Fractured Archive. They don't say any spoilers, except for that it is going to be more melee, which I like. I like melee in raids.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
that what they pointed out is a good point. Being able to drag yourself into an NPC's range by attacking and weave in and out of incoming damage just feels more dynamic.
and they said it is going to be more difficult and more like Tob, which it is
Yeah.
way more melee focused.
Yeah, so I think that'll be fun. I think they do touch on something that I personally want. They say it's shaping up to be a raid where melee shines a little more than Chambers or TOA, and we do have melee styles that don't currently support a mega rare, being Crush and Stab. Could this be a reason for us to go down this route and prioritize a weapon that's fun to use in the raid itself? I like that because I want a Crush weapon. I've been sold on the dream. I think it should be a Crush weapon for the mega rare.
Sure. I think a lot of people are
Because
leaning towards that, and obviously they are, helping with that.
and we're gonna get the Crush special attack, the flail from the quest.
True.
So this would be nice because whenever we were talking about that, we're like, well, what do you even use as a regular Crush weapon? Whatever this could be.
Yeah, true.
I think that's the best in my mind. But yeah, they obviously don't know what they're gonna do yet. They're leaning towards this, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do it. They say too though that there aren't many high-end use cases for Crush at the moment, but I think that they could just add Crush bosses at the
Yeah,
raid and then
they could
you'll
just do that.
want it.
Or
Yeah.
I mean, not that they obviously want to go this route, but I mean, look at the shadow. It's used everywhere.
Make a Crush weapon that I'm gonna use instead of the shadow.
Make a crush weapon that's just so good you can't deny using it at other places.
It's so good you don't even use range weapons anymore. You just
Yeah.
run off and use this weapon.
You just start hitting things for like 1 billion from like melee range.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Did you want to share your ideas?
Yeah,
That we
sure.
talked about?
Yeah, we've discussed this for a little while,
Like
even
weeks ago.
before, even way before this blog. And I don't know, I don't even know if you have any, but I have a few
I
like
have
weapon ideas.
a couple. Okay, mine aren't weapon ideas, but mine are just like kind of general drops, like kind of how you get like the tele scroll to get to raids, It's not really unique, but it's
Hmm.
something that you get and it's unlockable and it's kind of cool. Or like the XP lamps there at Chambers. Those are cool too. And both those are from Chambers. Anyway, My idea, because it's God War themed, is a scroll that could make it so you don't lose prayer whenever you go to Krill anymore. Because as it is now, like whenever you go to the God War dungeon area and you hop over that, it's like, oh, surprise, your prayer's all gone. It's at 0.
Yeah.
No matter how many like Zamrock items you're wearing, which kind of makes no sense. So I feel like that could be something that they'd fix. And then similarly, we were talking about at Bandos, like not needing a hammer to get inside the door anymore.
Yeah, kind of, especially because like if you look at like the history of it, like what's his name?
Mhm.
Guthix. So
Mhm.
like he's like a super powerful god.
Yeah,
And I
you
just
should be able to just
imagine
access
like
everything.
potentially one of the rewards could kind of be like a scroll, like a prayer scroll or something like that, and it just be, like imbues you. It's not a big reward by
Yeah,
any
it's like a
means.
little quality of life, which I think is like I think it's just good enough.
Yeah, and it would just be like, you know, the blessing of Guthix. And so it's like whenever
Hmm.
you go into, and I was thinking potentially because it sounds really strong on paper, but I was thinking if it is really strong, then potentially it could be an item that stacks with the combat achievements.
Hmm.
And this is like something I built off of your idea. So
This
um
I'm not
yeah, you're not
endorsing
not
this.
co-signing on this. But I was thinking like potentially because obviously as you get more and more combat achievements, it becomes more convenient to go to God War's dungeons.
Hmm.
And I was thinking if you finally unlock the final tier, whatever it is, I don't remember if it's elite or if it keeps going, but once you unlock the final tier of the combat achievements that assist with God
I
War's
think even
dungeons,
Grandmaster does.
even Grandmaster.
Yeah.
And then if you combine that with the scroll we're talking about, the blessing of Guthix, then it would just like pretty much like make it easy to do anything in God War's dungeons. Like it would make it so there's no KC requirement. Because I mean, at that point you have to think about it. Like you've done all this work. You've now
Hmm.
got the new item from the new hardest raid.
Yeah.
At that point, it should be all like, all right, I'm walking into Sarah probably for the 59 millionth time on this account.
Hmm.
It should just be like a walk in the park, literally.
I disagree respectfully.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know why when I became that person who's like, well, part of the game is that you have to kill mobs first. I don't know when I became that person, but I was just thinking more like shortcuts. Oh, the other one I was going to say too is like at Armadale not having to use a crossbow to cross over that.
Yeah.
Um But like I guess kind of going off yours rather than like knocking Casey, you could do it so maybe the mobs won't aggro you if you're not wearing the gear
Yeah,
there.
maybe you just like have like permanent like, oh, I'm God Wars blessed.
Like you
Like
consider me Ceradomin no matter what. Like
yeah, yeah.
something like
Like
that.
you're like an apostle of Gothic, so like
Yeah.
nothing wants to fight you.
I'd kind of be more down for something like that rather than
Okay.
get me in the KC, just
Okay.
because that's so like tied in with the combat achievements. I feel like that could get
Yeah,
messy.
like I was thinking it would just reduce because I think the lowest your KC can go is 10.
It's 10 or 15 or something
Yeah,
like
and I
that.
was just thinking like it would just reduce it by 10. But like if you already have it reduced all the way, then that would be, you know, 10 minus 10 is 0.
I still think if you're Grandmaster, it should be 0. Like, you're Grandmaster. Come
So
on.
I think we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah. Well,
Except mine just requires an item.
mine requires doing all the hardest content in the game.
Like I said, mine would too. Mine would stack on top of the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
It would still be minus 10 if like you just didn't do any of
But I think
any of the CAs.
I feel like the rest are okay. It's just the Grandmaster, like I don't know, that should be 0. But we're getting into we're getting
Okay.
into combat achievements now. Share
Yeah,
your
yeah.
idea.
Anyways, I originally had an idea for like multiple different weapons, but I honestly think the other suggestions that other people have brought up, which we'll talk about in a second, are probably just as good.
Yeah.
So I'll just say I haven't seen anyone talk about ranged really as much.
I think originally people thought it was going to be ranged.
Yeah.
And whenever we literally wrote these out like a month ago, and every week on Thursdays, I'm like, oh, we forgot to say it again.
Yeah.
Because I put it in my notes underneath our grocery list.
Well, I
don't
think
know.
this could kind of work even with the parameters that they set.
Okay.
Because if we think about it, they have the heavy style weapons for
Mhm.
ranged as well now. Obviously, that's crossbows and ballistas.
Yes.
Obviously, there's no ballista in the game that people actually use outside of the heavy ballista for specking. I've never seen anyone use a light ballista. It might as well not even be in the game.
I don't even know if I know what it looks like.
Exactly.
I don't think I knew we even
So,
had one.
yeah, drops from the same mob. And kind
Okay.
of, yeah, so exactly. That's kind of the point is like you could potentially say for the new raid, say that they're weak to crush, which is,
Mhm.
you know, obviously their goal, but also the only type of ranged weapon that could potentially even be called crush would be a ballista.
It's true. I would imagine a heavy ranged weapon would be able to like break through melee like forces or whatever.
Exactly. So I was like, maybe we make a
Hmm.
heavy ballista, which, does extra crush damage or heavy range damage, whatever you want to say, like extra. So you're not, still choosing the Zerai crossbow or anything like
Yeah.
that. So make it so it's even better. Even if it's just specifically the raid, like the shadow, that's fine.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, I was thinking, just because this is such a heavily god focused
Yeah, I actually like this.
raid, I even thought of an idea for the spec. The spec would be like a 100% spec, and it's supposed to be like, I called it like something around along the lines of like, what's it called? Like,
I don't remember.
like divine severance is what I
Oh,
called it.
I like that. That
And
sounds
it's
cool.
literally like severing the enemy's connection to gods.
Mm-hmm.
So it means like
PVM only, not PvP.
PVM only. I mean, maybe you can modify it for PvP. I don't know. I don't care. But
Hmm.
yeah. So like the idea is like, if an enemy is a god follower, they get like significantly reduced stats. So it
Hmm.
kind of works as like, whatever, like an Elder Maul type of deal. And if they have overheads, it cancels the overheads, and all of this lasts for like a certain amount of time.
Yeah, like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
care. But yeah, the idea is like, it like sunders you so completely that you stop believing
Yeah.
in like your gods.
I really do like the idea, especially of the overheads, because I think it's just niche enough because obviously a lot of bosses don't have overheads.
Yeah.
But there's enough that do that I feel like it'd be worth actually taking this
Yeah, because
places.
then it's like, maybe then there's an option of like bringing it to bosses and using it on, like, let's say Akka, and then having your team be able to spec him.
Yeah.
Whereas that obviously isn't an option now. You just have to use, especially in
True.
like the, we'll just say the ball phase. Like, obviously you're not using melee in that case, but like if you are able to use it and able to skip that phase because your friends are now able to spec it, then potentially that would be an interesting like mechanic.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, like, I don't know if it should work only against god followers, or should it do extra damage against god followers.
I'm trying to think. I feel like you can use it anywhere if it's a short period of time. So maybe it could even just be like 5 ticks.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
that's like 3 seconds, right? I,
1 second is 0.6, so yeah, I guess so.
it could just be however much long the horn works. The horn doesn't work too long.
Yeah.
And then you know what? The horn would actually maybe start having use cases with this.
Yeah, maybe, because then yeah, you could think of like,
I was thinking
because for the raid, I'm thinking like big teamwork. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm
So
thinking
like,
Warden at the end,
yeah,
like praise. And like if you guys can all go and hit, like that could end the raid much faster.
yeah, like that would be cool. And also it's like, if you did want to capitalize on like the, the divine punishment type of deal,
Mhm.
then you can be all like, all right, make it like whatever, 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, and then like maybe double if it's like a god follower,
Yeah.
just so then it has extra use within the raid it comes from.
And because the Godfather's like
The Godfather.
the God followers.
great movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, it's old.
The God followers obviously isn't something that you're ever really grinding too much. So even if you double it, it's only going to
Yeah.
help you get the KC to get into
And
God War
it's not
Dungeon.
exactly, it's niche kind of, because I mean, like, you're at the God Wars dungeons, obviously you'll use it there, but it's like outside of that, it's
It's just a ballista that maybe I'll use some places, but it probably won't actually be the best in slot most places.
yeah, and it would have like great implications potentially for like next grinds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I like the idea of this. I
Yeah.
think we kind of cooked there, to be honest. Like that was pretty good.
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, ballistas aren't really used. It would give it a reason to be used, and the spec is good enough where it's like, it's good. I don't think it's overpowered, especially because it uses 100% spec, and it's
Yeah.
really
And it's
team
not going to be
focused.
guaranteed either, probably.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously
That's up to
you
them.
can adjust all the stats, but that's just the
Yeah.
idea of it.
I think that one's really fun. We came up with this while driving to Costco, by the way.
True. Besides that, though, I thought there was 3 pretty either fun or interesting or just straight up good suggestions
Yeah.
from other players in the community, and these are generally just the most voted ones as well, mostly because they just kind of actually seem to be good ideas.
This one's like low-key a good idea, even though it's really goofy.
It is. So this one is the Colossal Salamander.
So funny.
Yeah, so it's charged with other salamanders, and it's, as you can imagine, just a giga big and strong salamander.
Yeah. And the
And
pictures are just goofy.
they even have special attacks for each attack style. For anyone that's not familiar with salamanders, they have all 3 attack styles, melee, ranged, and mage.
They're
And
just not the best.
yeah, they're generally not the best, but this would like kind of the only reason I'm kind of apprehensive of this is I'm not a big fan of things that are good everywhere, or at least like
True.
generally okay everywhere.
I think if this was a thing, like seriously a thing, because I can't tell if this person's serious or not.
Yeah.
Because they do like say stuff joking, but then they also say stuff real. I think if it was a thing, it couldn't be best in slot. It would have, I would say it has to be a little bit worse
Just a
than
tier
all the
below,
mega rares.
because it's
Yeah.
it's 3 specializations.
Yeah. So you could like, and if you don't like chambers, you could be like, oh, I'm just gonna go get this thing because I don't want a T-bow.
Yeah.
So
I think it's cool because it
actually kind of cool.
the specs themselves, I'm not going to read them all, but they are fairly unique and actually kind of cool. Like some of them like leave behind a pool of acid and stuff like that. So like they are thematic to the salamander as well. So I generally think it's a pretty good idea, even if they are joking.
It was called Colossal Sally, by the way, and this idea is by Is Not Retro on Reddit.
Yeah.
I like your arts.
Yeah.
The art's really cool.
Besides that,
You like this one.
I thought this one was
Yeah.
a very interesting idea because a lot of people were like, oh, why don't we just introduce a new elite version of Void?
I don't want that.
And I think that's a really bad idea. It has like potentially really
No one's ever going to go to Void ever
implications.
again.
Like, well, you would get Void and then potentially just never use other stuff.
It's kind of the same thing with the salamander.
Exactly.
Like.
And also it has really interesting implications for range, which is already in a weird position with its like power scaling, and this would potentially just usurp Masori entirely.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is something that's different. So this is the Blessing of the Void. It's an item that goes into your ammo slot, which also acts as a void piece. So this means that you can replace the gloves, the top, the bottom, which would allow you to either, equip berserker gloves or like a Masori
Berserker
top.
gloves. Ferocious gloves.
Ferocious, yeah.
Not me
gloves.
also not knowing what this is called.
I know, you're like, what? Yeah, or like, whatever you want to wear, you can
You can
swap
actually
it out.
mix and match your gear.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
fashionscape's not cute, but it would be cool.
I guess you could even use it with like a Slayer helm too.
Yeah, that's true. That would actually be so nice.
So I think it would be like, obviously, I don't know if this would be a mega rare.
I don't think so. I think that this would have to be like kind of like the light bearer of this drop.
Yeah, exactly. But like it feels like it would be pretty strong. Like
Yeah.
more
Thematically, I like it too.
more like on par with like how excited you'd be getting the ranged prayer from like Chambers, where it's like, oh, this is one of the worst drops or lesser drops, but it feels sick getting it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one, which is the one I think is just the best in my opinion.
You told me about this.
It's just a big old mace.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, different ideas, but honestly, I just think straight up having a giant mace would feel so sick. Getting it and equipping it after the raid, you'd look like a straight up boss.
Yeah.
Everyone would immediately be like, holy moly, this dude just like walked in with the biggest, like
the biggest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, take it for what it is. But anyways, so this is gonna be the Dreadmaw is what they're
I
calling
love the
it.
name of that actually. I think that's a cool name.
Yeah, it's big, slow, and heavy.
Pause, because we didn't say who the Void one was by. Let's give them their shout out.
Yes. Soft Yellow 5231 on Reddit.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah.
And Dreadmaw, this is by Chaff.
Yes.
Simpler name.
Yeah, big, slow, heavy, and crush, obviously. And they're saying that this has limited devaluation of other megas because obviously it's crush focused and it enables future design space. Also agree. And it's niche, but not like crazy niche.
Yeah.
And it does.
Oh, this design is nuts.
The art for it is crazy good.
It is really
It's
cool.
just a big old mace that kind of resembles Inquisitor, but like the
spikes all
bigger,
over.
scarier brother of Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And then they have some details here. Obviously, all the like stats are up to change, especially in the future.
Yes.
All the devs will change all of this, but essentially, it's going to be a 7-tick. And my favorite part of it, honestly, is that it is halberd-esque in that it is 1 to 2 tiles.
I like that because halberd's really the only melee thing we have like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And then this is where it gets kind of wacky, but they do rein it in, which is where I think it's smart. So it's
Okay.
plus 300 melee strength,
That is crazy.
which does sound crazy. But the more important part is it has 2 times accuracy rolls on crush
Hmm.
specifically, kind of like the Fang. And then this is where they rein it back. Minimum hit 25, max hit 100.
Okay.
So
So
that's
you're more likely to hit, but when you do, it might not necessarily be too. No, it would still be crazy.
yeah, it would still
When
be
did they rein it in? They never reined it in.
well. Limiting the max hit to 100 is what reins it in
Oh
because you
my
could
goodness.
easily hit over 100 if you had full strength.
Yeah, that's fair.
They even have like some scenarios on here on like capping the max hit encourages other gear, and they show some examples of other gear you could like swap in and still get pretty close to that and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I think it's kind of interesting. Some people suggested only if it turns your run off, and
Yeah, because they said it'd be very heavy.
yeah, I was like, I don't know about that, but like if it slows you down, that'd be kind of interesting. But there is like some crazy implications with like changing move speed in boss fights. But
I think we're for sure gonna get a crush weapon.
I think this
So
is a cool idea. They make good points. It's good against high defense
yeah.
mobs, which just doesn't exist in the game currently. Like Garage Door, Kree, obviously, because it's Halberd, and then Vorkath,
Hmm.
stuff like that. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
those are
like that one.
those are a few suggestions that I thought were actually pretty decent among
Yeah.
the slew of less good ones.
And they are, of course, looking for feedback. So post on Reddit, post on their Discord. You might not want to go on their Discord right now, though people are mad.
Yes.
Post on Reddit in like 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, once it cools down, maybe.
Yeah, because your post will not get any attention right now. We'll get into it soon. Not yet.
Anyways, moving on to the next blog, and that's going to be the mobile character switcher. This is
Really random.
really random and not so much a blog, so much as like kind of an idea.
It's something that they're planning on doing for sure. It's just so whenever you log in on mobile on the main screen, it will be like play now or switch character. You can click switch character. You can have up to 20 characters stored, 4 per page, and it will have a yellow star for members and silver star if they're not, of course. I guess it's gold, not yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is something they're for sure going to add, like late March, early April, really soon going to add. You can also change the character order if you want in your account and character management for the Jagex account. Otherwise, it's just going to be in the order of when the account was created.
It's unfortunate because this is like a really cool feature, especially since they're adding it so soon. But it, falling off the back of the really big amount of backlash that we're going to be talking about soon that coincides with having multiple accounts just makes this feel like an extra slap in the face.
Yeah, you might not want extra accounts.
Yeah, most
anymore.
people are moving away from extra accounts
Yeah.
and they just added this functionality. So it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, I guess it's cool for obviously anyone that has multiple accounts, even if they are free to play, maybe you
Mhm.
still play them. But yeah, it's just kind of like a weird timing for it to come
Yeah,
out.
it's weird timing.
That's
The
all there
poor
is to
poor
talk
mods
about.
were like, "Hey, we have this idea."
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's literally all there is to talk about. They just kind of reveal that this is coming in the next month or two. So hopefully, if you've been like fiending for being able to access multiple accounts more easily than it is now, which is not easy at all,
It's so annoying. I hate having to log in on mobile.
yeah, now you have the option.
And then we also have more stuff from the Getting Around poll that came out today. First, there were some issues. So 1.5 tick salvaging is broken. That's going to be cold fix. I actually saw something about that.
Yeah,
And if you have spellbook filtering disabled for Archaea spellbook, the spell Sinister Offering is not shown.
both
This
will
will
be
be
cold
filtered.
fixed. So unfortunately, not going to be actually fixed till like next week.
Kind of
but,
weird that
yeah.
they're not fixing it right now, to be honest,
Yeah,
right?
kind of weird. I feel like they could do like a Friday restart like they've done in the past.
I think so too, because those are kind of like annoying things to leave.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways, we have some poll stuff. This is from the Getting Around poll, like Michelle just mentioned. And this first one's going to be for the Lost Perfected Quetzal Whistle. So you
Mhm.
can now reclaim it from SOAR leader Petrie if you've lost it, as long as you showed one to Petrie to ask about the unlimited Quetzal whistles, or you had one in your possession when the game update went live. So as long as you've
Cool.
had it, then you can just go and ask them for another one.
Cool. Okay. I still don't even have the perfected one. I should probably do that.
It's a lot.
Is it?
Remember, it's the 10,000 meat.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I'm a maid. So.
Yeah, I was like, you could buy it, but yeah, I mean, it's just like 10,000 meat. Do you need that many teleports right now?
Maybe. I actually do use it more than you'd expect.
10,000 times?
What I've started doing more though is I just teleport straight to Savita Illifortis and the one guy. I almost called him
Yeah.
Purdue. That's a man.
Yeah.
The little bird guy's right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, next they added a mini game teleport menu. The design choice looks like a butthole. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. There's a lot of
Okay.
memes.
You do have to have a little bit of an imagination, I'll admit.
But now, when someone said that and showed me a meme, I cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used it today just to
Ooh.
see what it's
Yeah,
all
it's
about.
minigame teleport added to the regular standard spellbook.
I will admit I was already apprehensive because I don't like when they add arbitrary things to the standard
I
spellbook.
know you don't like change, even though you can change the order, you still don't like spellbook
I
changes.
still don't like. They've changed the standard spellbook quite a few times in the past few years, and I haven't liked it at any of the times. It
Yeah.
just doesn't seem necessary. And yeah, this entirely reinforced what I was thinking. I
Really?
hate this.
Really?
It's not that it's difficult to use or
Mhm.
anything like that. I think it's perfectly easy and great to use.
Mhm.
A new player might enjoy this. I'm just wondering why the heck we even have the grouping page now. Why don't we just add this functionality? Because this functionality, whenever you click it, it pulls up a list of all of the mini games in the game.
Yeah.
And
it
it
actually looks
shows
very
like
clean.
it does look clean, and it shows like all of the requirements for those mini games as well. And
Yeah.
it shows them in red, so like you can easily see which ones you can go to. I'm just wondering why not just put that functionality in the literal quote unquote grouping panel.
I think a lot of like newer players probably don't even know about that because
lot
I
of-
feel like I just found that randomly. And I will say the grouping is still kind of necessary because it puts you in the same CC as people doing the same skill, so you can join, or not the same CC, but puts you so you can see where everyone is.
I guess, but like who cares?
I do whenever I'm thieving in Arty because that's where you can tell where someone's splashing. You just look how many people are in like one world the most.
Oh, that's funny because I just
Or maybe not for the art. I use it for something like that.
I just go to
Like that's the
the
CC.
I just go to the splashing
That's
CC.
different.
Yeah, I was like, I just go to the splashing CC.
Do I not use this at all?
No one uses it.
Maybe it does kind of suck. I don't know.
I'm just wondering why they don't, why they didn't just put this into the grouping thing. Just overhaul the grouping thing because it sucks.
It is weirdly hidden too.
Yeah, it's I don't know what the idea was here. It does make it easier. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it is unnecessary to further clog the spellbook when you could just utilize the thing that's there to be utilized.
I will say I like it, hate the design choice, and I still also think it's just kind of weird. Even though I like it, I recognize like it's kind of random. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because now they didn't even get rid of the one on the other menu. Now we just
No.
have two.
We have two. They
And
do
it's
the
not-
same thing.
It's not a toggle thing where you're choosing.
Yep.
We just have two.
And they didn't add the cool functionality that they added to the old menu.
Oh, they
the old
didn't?
menu still looks busted.
That's funny.
So I don't know.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
They did add a couple more tellies though. So we have Bounty Hunter, Mastering Mixology, and Sorceress Garden tellies. These are nice because there's like
Sorcerer's Garden Telly is actually useful because it's not easy getting over to Al Create early in the game. Like there's no teleports over there.
oh
outside
yeah,
of
you
jewelry.
can start doing it pretty early too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually think that these are really good for early level or for like clue hunting random places.
I think the Sorcerer's Garden teleport is actually really useful as an early game player if you ever need to go to Shantae because it's right there.
That's true.
So I think that's pretty useful.
That's a good one. I like the Mastering Mixology one because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't know where that is.
I don't know where that is.
That's why I'm excited because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this just to see where it is.
Yeah, they've also designated World 470 for Mastering Mixology and 471 for Sorcerer's Garden. So if you want to, do your Sorcerer's Garden mass runs where only one person gets caught, maybe that's the world to do it.
I don't know if people do that anymore.
I think some people try to revive it every once in a while.
Yeah, the Squirkin worlds.
Yeah, squirking, working. Anyway, some additional fixes. So the Arachnus respawn timer in private instances is now 10 seconds again, down from 20.
The open silk lined herb sack now correctly uses the correct placeholder instead of a plain one.
And the herb sack now only contains as many herbs as it's allowed to hold. So if you didn't open your herb sack and get the free extra many hundreds of herbs, you're now out of luck.
Yeah, I played myself. I didn't get it in time either.
Really? You even opened it, right?
Yeah, I think I opened it after, but we talked about it like 2 days after the blog came out.
Oh.
So
okay.
I didn't know about it.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. On that note, more lost herbs have been identified due to the herb sack issues. So they're aiming to return them to the impacted accounts on Tuesday, March 17th, 11 a.m. UTC. So at a very specific date and time, you will be getting herbs back.
Cool.
So
and that's
specific.
it for the getting around poll changes, and they'll continue to with the remaining ones. Man, dude, they drag out polls for years.
I will say I'm excited for the next ones.
So the next few that they're going to be introducing are going to be the River Doin Uh,
Doin
yeah, I was like
or
Doan, but
Doin.
it's the River Doin canoe
That
stations.
one will be nice. Making agility shortcuts faster. Favorite.
Adding the last destination option to Spirit Trees.
Favorite right click option to fairing destinations.
And lastly, the Lunar Return Orb.
I'm really excited for all those things.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyways, we do have a few extra things. This is going to be the additional pop-up list
You hate this.
of level up unlocks. I do hate this. We talked about this last week. This is from the game jam. So if you don't know about it, then yeah, you can still toggle it to deactivate it or enable it in your settings. Just look up the level up options.
In a weird turn of event, though, people were like, I want the new one and the old one together, kind of.
Sure.
And they're giving you an option for that. So it was showing the level only, and now it's also still letting you click and show random unlocks that you have. Because I
Yeah.
guess it wasn't doing that at first.
You have to
So
click the option show level and unlocks.
yes. Yeah, so that'll show your features if you're interested in those.
Yeah.
Some sailing tweaks, though. Some sailors let us know they'd like to avoid going through dialogue trees when interacting with the shipwright's workbench. So added a right-click option to the workbench for repair kits and hull parts. Hull parts. You're now able to right-click on the workbench and select craft hull parts to craft any variants and craft repair kits to craft any variants.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Also, there are some additional extra tweaks and fixes. So to help speed up your port tasks, we've adjusted the placement of ocean rapids to better align with popular routes for cargo delivery.
Resolved a visual issue with the Captain's Log UI on mobile. The sea and ocean drop-down menus are now fully visible.
Also, crewmate and salvaging hook animations now play without a delay when a crewmate is assigned to the salvaging hook while sailing towards a shipwreck.
You're now able to receive more than one Gothixian paint without having to complete the Western Hard Province Diary.
And lastly, Squawking Steve Beanie has hopped on the Who Wants Some Socks train and picked up a new pair of bright white socks. So you'll notice
That he has skinny little legs.
he
It says
has.
you'll notice he's been skipping a few leg days.
He has.
Yeah, our skinty queen.
You guys can't skip it, dude. It's serious.
Sailors who have been eagerly awaiting the ship combat changes will be pleased to hear that we're hopefully aiming to release them in next week's game update, depending on how testing goes. They shouldn't have told us. They should have told us, because now if it doesn't, everyone's
They
gonna
should've
be
just advised us,
mad.
honestly.
Yeah, you should have said like it's coming soon. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it for the sailing. We do have some other RAM changes. Man, this one's crazy. The first one I thought was so funny that this was a bug.
True.
So there was a bug where players could reclaim free ancient wyvern shields from Oziak. They incorrectly obtained shields have already been tracked down and removed from the accounts. Additionally, with this resolved, we re-enabled the ability to trade the ancient wyvern shield. So I guess that they like saw that and they're like, wait, no tradesies, and locked it down.
Yeah, sucks because a lot of people like had them like locked up in their like trades, and then that trade spot was locked.
That's
So
frustrating.
they could only do 7 trades.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Which for some people is annoying. And
Yeah,
also,
especially if you're like a flipper.
some other stuff, you can now sell the following items to Death's Coffer. This is lame and stupid. Also, they should change
It's
this.
just all the Armageddon Annihilation Deadman rewards.
Yeah, it's all the Dead Man stuff.
Yeah. The wilderness themed POH exit portal should now appear more orange.
That's what I was saying. It looked yellow.
Yeah.
Also, the wilderness themed POH floor has been adjusted to display the correct shades and textures for both the superior, formal, and normal gardens. Before, it just looked like a regular garden.
That's not even both. For both, and then they list 3 things. Anyway, the mining skill guide now correctly lists runite ore level requirements at 85.
It used to be 92.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
It said 92, yeah. You can now use the fletching knife to cut raw fish into fish off cuts, as well as receive secondary ingredients where applicable.
The imbued hood and Araxite Slayer helms can now return scrolls of imbuing if their wearer is killed in PvP.
And lastly, the message about dropping pets on free-to-play worlds has been updated to reflect changes to Probedia's services.
Yeah, and then next up, we have an OSR's community egg competition. Kind of cute. I actually like the competition. So, the Great OSR's Egg Decorating Competition is your task is simple: get an egg, turn it into something cool. Could be whatever you want. Could be plastic. Could be something that just is shaped like an egg. You know, whatever.
Could be real. Could be chocolate. Could be made up of anything.
Yeah, exactly. You are just gonna go decorate it, and then they have categories for the winners: funniest egg, most creative egg, and most OSRs inspired egg. That will be in their Discord that you can submit your entries. His channel is going to open when the competition starts on March 7th, 10 a.m. UTC, closes on March 28th, 10 p.m. UTC. They're going to pick 3 finalists in each category, and the final winners will be decided by Twitch chat during the Easter live stream on April 2nd.
Oh, it's going to be a popularity contest.
It's kind of sucks though because yeah, if people have friends, then they'll
Yeah.
win.
Also, the rewards are actually kind of crazy.
They're
This is the
crazy.
first time I've ever seen them do this.
They did this for the
This many
cake competition.
bonds?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it just matters more now because the stuff we'll get into. So yeah, each category winner gets 10 old school bonds and 3 months of membership. You know what? I think that bidder said she got a year of membership. And I don't
Yeah.
know how many bonds, but a year of membership.
10 bonds, by the way, is $90.
Yeah, it's 150 mil too.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Into the drama this week.
Yeah, so this is what we alluded to at the very beginning of
This one
the
we're gonna be
episode.
negative.
Yeah, so they have increased yet again the prices of membership and bonds across the board, and also even eliminated some of the membership plans.
I think we should start off before even reading the blog by pointing out at the end of every blog it says all the mods' names because they're like cute, you know, like we did this.
Yeah.
This one is just signed the Jagex team.
And also, they announced this on the subreddit by making a brand new account called Jagex Team because no one wanted to take accountability for this.
To be fair, like I don't know if it was their decision or whose decision, but I like to think that the mods are like, no, you are not putting my name on this. Like, and don't bully the mods because this is not their fault either.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because I thought that the residual hate would rub off on the next post, whatever that was. And this morning, Mod Yumi put out the post talking about this week's update, and it got thousands of downvotes.
I know, which sucks. It's not their fault.
Just because people are still not happy, even 24 hours after the fact. And the original post, last time I checked about the membership prices that they do the announcements for in the Discord, had over 6,000 downvotes.
I downvoted it too.
Yes.
I was one of them.
A lot of people not happy.
All right. They start off by saying active monthly grandfather rate subscribers unaffected by membership price changes.
So if you're still paying $4 or $5 a month,
congrats.
then you are still
you started
paying,
playing before me.
You're still paying that much.
Thank you for being a valued RuneScape member.
True.
If they're starting off with saying thank you, you know it's gonna be bad. Over the last 2 years, I want to read this all, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Over the last 2 years, your support has enabled substantial updates like our first ever new skill sailing, Varlamore, Leagues, and Yama, as well as significant improvements to player support and anti-cheat. As we look to the future, the exciting roadmaps and announcements we've recently shared are the biggest and most ambitious we've ever done, and all part of a wider shift to make RuneScape games even better, from enhancing our core systems to improving our supporting services and ensuring continued delivery of the kind of updates players value most. To support this, we are making some changes to our memberships. So from April 9th or your next build date after this, the price of membership will be changing for 12-month members and 1 month. New membership subscriptions will be available at the new prices as of today. So yesterday, they gave no heads up to anyone. I actually had someone in the chat who was going to buy it the night before and was like, oh, I'm just going to wait a few days. And then they're like, cool, now it's more expensive. Great.
Yeah, and they also, as you might have noticed, she said the 1 month and the 12-month because they go on to say that the 6th-month membership package will be removed from sale.
Why?
Yeah, they do say that all existing 6-month subscribers will be unaffected and retain their 6-month rolling subscription until it's changed or canceled. So you're kind of getting grandfathered into the 6th month if you have it.
Yeah. Anyway, so the prices now, we'll go US dollars because that's what we know.
Yeah, you can obviously look up. There's plenty of charts. People have made charts.
People doing the math.
On the changes in prices for each region. So if you're like in Brazil or something like that, they have charts for that on the subreddit. Not here though.
Yeah. So for USD, 1 month is now $15. And 1 year is now $131.
Or 11 a month.
Yeah. And a bond is now $10. It used to be how much? 7?
I don't know.
That? I don't know. Lame. It's all really lame.
Yeah. For anyone that hasn't been around for a while, less than 5 years ago, it was the same price it had been for 20 years, which was $5 a month if you bought the 12-month package.
I thought it was like 7.
No, it was 5 because it was 60 a year.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah. And now it is more than twice that price at $11 a month for the year package.
And as a reminder, when the new owners bought Jagex, they spent 900 mil on it. They have the money. They have the money. They didn't need to do this.
Yeah. So unfortunate, but they are raising the price yet again. And I would implore you, if you are in other state or not states, but other countries, to check your regional prices. For instance, it's gone up around 30-ish%, 35% for the US and for like the euro. But if you pay or live in an area that pays the Brazilian price has actually gone up around 77%,
That's so messed
just
up.
because of regional pricing
Mhm.
differences.
I wonder if you could use VPNs to buy it.
That's what some people are saying, is if you want
Yeah.
to pay cheaper prices, I'm not saying you should do this, obviously. I'm just saying you can. People are saying technically you can VPN to Mexico, which does have a cheaper price.
Okay. Well, we live close. We'll just go TJ for the day.
We could.
Anyway, so grandfather term updates. This is just, for all the real old players. You are going to still need an active recurring membership to keep your rate going forward. The ability for 12-month members subscribers to switch between the discounted value 12-month membership and inactive grandfather rate memberships has also been discontinued.
Yeah. The only grandfather that exists anymore is
Yeah,
month to month.
because they don't want to give you any discounts at all.
At one point, the 12-month did exist. It no longer exists.
They are going to continue to offer a 14-day grace period to protect your grandfathered rate in the event of a billing issue. However, your rate will not be preserved if you choose to unsubscribe from April 9th, 2026. So lame.
Yeah.
So lame.
True.
Ugh. Anyway, FAQ?
Yeah, sure. So they say, am I impacted by this change?
Yeah, dude, almost everyone is.
Everyone except for the grandfathers.
And some of the grandfathers are.
Yeah, people were actually upset because they did get
The
rid
annual
of
one's
the
weird.
annual grandfather,
I'm
which
like,
used to exist.
Yeah. So, yeah, if only if you're grandfathered is it staying the same. I like how they kind of do like the non-answer. Am I impacted? And they're like, if you're grandfathered, you're not impacted. I'm like, that's not
True.
what I asked.
The next question is, why are prices changing?
Okay. We want to deliver a model that better supports the ongoing investment we are making across both games, supports the cost of infrastructure, upgraded system, new content, and improvements to player support, keeps RuneScape and OSR sustainable for the next 25 years, not just the last 25. Most major MMOs rely on expansions, battle passes, or increasingly aggressive monetization, isn't that what we're doing? To account for increased investment and cost of operation. We believe in a simple, subscription-led approach that delivers incredible value while supporting continued improvement for our games and services. Okay. I want to talk about, I don't know why, if I'm like being like too dramatic, but the way that they say the ongoing investment they're making across both games, like low-key pissed me off, because I'm like, you mean just keeping the servers live and doing the bare minimum of having a game? I don't know if I'm just being dramatic. I think that Raniel was like agreeing with me, because I'm like, what do you mean the investment you're making? This is like, that's your whole job, to keep the game live.
Yeah, I think they're saying like they're saying that they need more money to create more content,
Which is
is
not
what they're trying to say.
true.
But I mean, we haven't gotten like an increased amount of content each time they've increased the price.
Yeah, it's the same amount of content.
It's the same, if not less, in some years.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really hold any water.
They're also talking about the cost of like infrastructure and stuff. We still haven't gotten the Latin American servers that they were talking about.
True.
And a lot of like the spaghetti code and stuff. Well, it's like, cool, you guys fixed that. We didn't even ask for that. And the improvements to player support. Yeah, people still don't like the player support though. I know you were talking about how the most major MMOs rely on expansions and stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of people are, for instance, like we're going to be referencing other games a lot because it is now, RuneScape is now in the echelon of the most expensive games as far as subscription-based games. Like it is right up there. It's actually more expensive per month than like World of Warcraft and stuff like that.
Wow.
By like $1.
Literally. Wow.
So like it's in there with like, I mean,
Yeah,
like
Final
Elder
Fantasy.
Scrolls, Final Fantasy is the same price. World of Warcraft, like the Star Wars game, any game, it's all in the same price. And those games, a lot of people are like, oh, but those games have expansions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to remember that I'm not shilling for those games. I don't play any of those games. I'm just saying this is like a straw man argument because it doesn't really exist. Those expansions are usually around $40. And they come around every 2 years. So if you do the math, it's about an extra $1 or $2 a month compared to like RuneScape, which obviously doesn't have those. But you have to consider those expansions typically come with hundreds of extra quests,
Mm-hmm.
also dozens of extra dungeons, and in some cases, multiple raids
Mm-hmm.
and expansions to all of the skills.
Yeah.
So it's not a direct comparison. Like I said, it's not a real argument because that's just you're not getting the same value.
Yeah, it's just like completely different game styles.
Yeah. So and many people, and for instance, World of Warcraft hasn't increased its price of its membership ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's found other ways to monetize the game. I'm not saying it's the best game that's ever existed. I'm just saying as far as straight up the subscription goes, it's never increased it. It's always been $15.
I didn't know that
So
actually.
yeah, so like I said, they've found unique ways. Other games have found unique ways to subsidize and increase the amount of money that they can make without increasing subscription, because subscription really impacts literally everyone,
Yeah.
which no one likes
Yeah. When will the new prices take effect?
right now.
Immediately. What do you mean immediately? So if you're in the 12-month or 1-month members, it will apply at your renewal date if it's after April 9th.
Yeah.
If you're 6-month, it doesn't matter because after yours runs out, you're done.
Well, as long as you keep paying for it.
Yeah. Please note, if you cancel less than 3 days before your renewal date, you may still be charged, but you can contact us for a refund. I wonder
Nice.
how like good they're gonna be about that.
The gracious gods.
They're so gracious.
What happens to your grandfathered rate? All of these questions are about grandfathered rates, but
It's
we've gone
weird.
over it a million times.
Yes, so they had more stuff. Where's keep scrolling, we're still grandfathers.
Still more grandfather.
I'm on a 3 or 6-month plan. What happens now? Like the removal of our 3-month packages in 2022, 6-month membership package will be discontinued from immediately. And as we simplify our membership offerings, existing 6 and 3-month memberships will keep their price and subscription cadence unless canceled.
True.
Okay, ready for this non-answer? Why is 12-month membership changing? 12-month membership continues to be our best value option.
No one
That's
asked.
weird because that's not.
No one asked.
I mean, yeah, out of your 2 options, it better be the best value.
I mean,
What?
yeah, you don't really have many options.
So on March 10th, the price of memberships will be updated for new agreements. From April 9th, existing memberships will be renewed at the updated 12-month price. Provide 12 months of membership for the price of $9 on average, and continue to offer, in bold by the way, one of the largest discounts versus 12 monthly payments in the MMO category. I don't love that they compared themselves because a lot of people are pointing out other MMOs you can play multiple characters. Meanwhile, RuneScape, if you want to have one alt, now you're paying $30 a month.
True.
Like that's insane.
There's been many comparisons and charts comparing things, but just for an example, you can in World of Warcraft make a maximum of 65 characters.
Wow. 65?
It's a lot of characters.
Jesus.
Yeah,
And
also
you just pay one, right?
yeah, you just pay the 15, and also that gives you access to World of Warcraft, the newest version, World of Warcraft Classic, as well as another version of World of Warcraft Classic, which has expansions built onto it. So 3 versions of the game for the same price. And also, I know a lot of people don't know this, so I'm throwing it in there. Not just WoW, but other games as well have ways for you to exchange money in the game, like gold in the game, just like bonds, for additional game time. So RuneScape's not unique in that way either.
Also, I don't think because they're comparing it to other games, like we have one of the largest discounts, but all the games that probably have larger discounts are much bigger games. Like RuneScape's getting bigger for sure, and it's like fairly big, but I don't think it has like the cultural impact that like World of Warcraft's had. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say because most games don't publish their like player accounts these days.
Fair. Can I still buy membership with bonds, and will the cost change? Yeah, you can still buy them. They are changing. They're getting more expensive. They're going to be $10.
$10.
It's going to be updated in line with a new 1-month membership price to keep the system fair and consistent. So to keep it fair and consistent, they're raising the price of both. They could just keep it fair and consistent by not doing that. I don't know. Why are some regions seeing different adjustments? So that could be due to currency fluctuations since our last review, local tax and payment processing fees, and economic stability of specific markets. That's a bummer for some people.
One big thing that someone brought up is obviously as the price of bonds go up because less people are buying them,
Mhm.
it's actually becoming more viable as a option to real world trade gold in this game.
Really?
One as a seller and also one as a buyer.
Dude.
Because, for instance, a bond is $10 for 15 million gold.
Mhm.
It is, I think, $6 if you were wanting to buy
That's
enough
funny.
gold for 2 bonds.
Wow.
So you can buy a month subscription for $6.
You know what? I'm so
If
bitter right
I'm
now. I'm
not
gonna
saying
say good for you guys.
I'm not saying to real world trade, I'm just saying it becomes way more economically viable
Yeah.
to sell and or buy gold when things like this happen.
Do this at your own risk though, obviously.
Obviously.
I'm not gonna even judge people for doing that. It's kind
I
of
mean,
valid.
yeah.
The buyers, the sellers, I'm gonna judge you a little bit.
There's yeah, this is not unique to RuneScape, but yeah, even in World of Warcraft, there's people that make like thousands and thousands of dollars just by doing stuff
Oh
like
my
this.
god. How does this support the future of the game? We want to deliver a model that better.
They just repeat what we said earlier. Literally, it's the exact thing, word for
What? It
word.
is.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just noticed the ongoing investment again. Wait, no way they copy and pasted, bro.
Yeah.
You couldn't even give us 2 answers? You couldn't even type 2 things? That's crazy.
And the last thing they talk about is the price of bonds, and they do get cheaper if you buy them in bundles of 10 and 20. But I did the math, and if you wanted to buy enough bonds for a full year, it's around 300 million GP.
That's so much gold.
But I mean, it's something you could do.
That's so crazy.
You could do it. 30 million a month. You could if you like flipped often and played the game. You could
Yeah.
do it as a main, obviously.
Overall, after this update, I'm feeling very frustrated. I'm gonna keep playing because one, I like low-key like the podcast and stream is like my hobby, like my little part-time job almost. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep playing for that reason. I'm no longer gonna try to get new people to play the game. Because I do that all the time with people in real life. I'm like, oh, you know this game, like you should play this game. No, I'm not gonna tell people to spend $15 to have to build a new account.
It is a lot for
It
a
is a
lot of
lot of
people.
money, yeah. So
Mostly just
that's where I'm at.
it's also I think people need to consider it's not that it's a lot in consideration that there's so many other options at this price point, not
Well,
just like MMOs, but
mhm.
like other games.
And it's a lot considering like how rapidly it's going up in price. The
Yeah.
last change was literally end of 2024, not even a year or not even 2 years total.
Yeah, between these two price increases for the US alone, it's gone up around 70%.
That's crazy. Cause like, are they gonna keep going up? I don't know. Like, at what point are they like, all right, now we're actually gonna stay here for several years? Cause I don't know. It's kind of making me nervous for how it's gonna go in the future, but I think people like me who have a lot of time invested are probably going to keep playing, but more
Yeah.
casual players, I could see them dropping off.
Yeah,
and
like
being no.
I already unsubscribed because I
Mhm.
already have a year.
So once the year's out, you're
I
kind
still
of
have 320 days or 310 days left on it or something like that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I still have a while, but yeah, I'm definitely not renewing. I told Michelle if I do continue playing, it would be strictly through bonds and through
Mhm.
money making, and I might de-iron just to like make that happen.
That's kind of a bummer though.
But it would, I'm not going to pay for, I don't play this game enough for me to justify paying that much.
Yeah. I think that's probably how a lot of people feel. I've been seeing a lot of screenshots in our Discord and in Reddit of people canceling their accounts for once
Yeah.
they're all done.
It's just, yeah. I mean, you can compare it to like if you wanted, that's the same price as like 3 like relatively AAA or at least at the very least AA games for a year subscription. Or if you want to look at it at like, indie games are kind of popping off these days, you
I do
can
love
buy
indie
like
games.
literally a dozen indie games for the same price as a year.
Yeah. It's a choice that they made. They're just getting greedier and greedier, and the DMM thing was so expensive too, and I'm really worried that RuneFest is gonna be crazy expensive.
True.
I think
Maybe
it's gonna be expensive.
maybe it would be like prohibitively expensive and it'll save us money and we just won't go.
I still want to go. That's
If the
why I'm
tickets are like if the
scared.
tickets are like 400 a piece minimum, then it's
Oh
just
my god.
at that point it's kind of like, who do you think you are?
Because why was DMM hundreds of dollars to sit there and watch people play RuneScape?
Yeah, there's not like any events there or anything.
That should have been like 70 to like 150
like
for the
there's
good
no
seats.
walking around, there's no like panels. It's literally just them playing Dead Man.
It's absurd, and that specifically makes me so nervous for I'm so nervous for whenever they announce the prices. Oh,
Uh, oh well. But anyways, that was the big sad news.
the drama, if you will.
Yes. But anyways, we do have some questions. So
Yeah.
ending on a better note.
Yes. So first question was over on YouTube by Eldrafine. So a question for you and Rob: how can they improve the free to play experience? You don't even know how relevant you are with this question because now you might want to play on free to play.
True.
I love the new boss, but I really only log in for holiday events. I'm Iron Main, base 70 in all combats. I'm just burnt out and don't want to do 98 or whatever smithing for a rune semi. And then thanks for listening, by the way. We
Yeah.
don't usually get questions on YouTube, so I was like, oh, what a pleasant surprise.
True. True.
Ideas for free to play?
Honestly, free to play is unfortunately for the most part just an avenue for them to entice you to pay,
Yeah.
right? So realistically, that would just include them giving you more tastes of things that you can't have.
Mm-hmm.
And I, sorry for always referencing WoW. That's just what I have the most experience in. But they do the same thing. Like I said
Yeah.
before, you can play up to level 20 in World of Warcraft for free.
Mm-hmm.
The max level is now 90. They just increased it with the new expansion that came out like last week. But so that gives you enough of a taste of you can do a lot of things in the game, explore a lot of different areas, and get a feel for what's going on. You get dungeons by that point. You get skills and like professions, and you can make stuff at that point. You can like fight different mobs. You can try every class in the game for free, and or almost every class in the game, and then that's all like you're like, oh cool, this is fun, now let me do more, like I
Yeah.
want to pay more. So I think they would have to do more things like that. So maybe more bossing stuff, maybe even introduce like slayers type stuff where it's like maybe it has like a better drop table once you get slayer, and you can see like what maybe they can introduce like a free to play slayer
Type vibe.
slayer trainer or whatever, so it's like you can get a feel of what the process is.
Kind of interesting idea.
But like I think just more ways to show you what you're missing out on, which would be more content, but obviously it is strictly for more money. So you'd have to know that going into it.
It's hard because I am very afraid to ask for stuff in free to play because I don't know how accurate this is, but I remember once being told that free to play people really like how the game is.
True.
So it makes me very nervous actually about adding anything new. So I think if they add anything, I wouldn't want it to affect other parts of the game. So I would say like maybe unlock one area that's not unlocked so far.
Okay.
Just like a new place to wander around. I don't know where you'd have to choose somewhere that has a lot of like relevant stuff now that's free to play as well. So
like
somewhere like-
Arduino or something.
yeah, like Arduino or something, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, obviously there's a lot of enticement there as well. You go to Thieve and people are just like, oh, you have to get membership for that. But you're still able to go and like wander around and oh my god, Agility's not even free to play.
Nope. Honestly,
Maybe not Arduino.
we've kind of talked about this in the past, and realistically it sucks because they keep trying to like invent or come up with ways to like gain retention amongst newer players, doing like all this new tutorial island stuff, or doing the new thing where it's like they show you all this stuff and like how to do each skill. They make each skill easier to understand.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's unfortunate because this game is an old game.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly think they should just straight up undo all of those things that they've done.
Whoa.
I said what I said about the Slayer stuff because I think that's what they will do if they ever try to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think realistically, if they want to retain players, they have to give them a taste of what the game is actually like. Not, this random cookie cutter thing in the beginning of the game, and then the game suddenly gets difficult.
Yeah.
Because that's not how the game is played.
It is such a crazy turn of events whenever you first become members.
Yes.
It's a little overwhelming.
Incredibly overwhelming.
I didn't know what to do. I was on the wiki like, how do I get my thieving up? I don't know.
I think if anything, they would take you step by step as a newer player and be like, this is the wiki. If you want to know what drops from this boss, you go to the wiki and you like look up this boss. This is the average drop rate. So, and then explain how that's calculated and like stuff like that, because that's actually how the game is played.
Yeah.
Like no one like just randomly goes and starts fighting stuff and like hopes to get a good drop. Like everyone does things relatively calculated unless you're trying to play the game in a very specific way.
Mm-hmm.
But that I think is kind of abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should honestly go back to the way it was, make the game difficult again, because that's how the game is played. If you can get someone to enjoy that, then they will buy a membership, because it is more of that.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you're kind of curating a idea for the player that isn't true, and once they find that out, you'll lose them after a month,
Yes.
because there's no 3 or 6. So, and they're not going to pay 150 bucks.
They really don't have much options.
Or 130 bucks. So it's like they're going to pay for a month, realize this isn't for them because this isn't for them.
Yeah.
And then
You're just
that's
stuck
it.
in Lumbridge. You can't
Yeah,
really
you're
do
hoping
much.
at this point, the VC people are hoping that you forget your subscription as a new player, and that's it.
The VC people? What does that mean?
Venture capital.
Oh, like the people that own it or whatever. Yeah. Oh, don't forget to cancel your accounts if you're over it, by
It's
the
a
way.
disingenuous experience
Yes.
currently.
I'm so jaded with how it's been going. And
Yeah.
then I just want to blame Mod North for everything, because he's also the one who like canceled Pride to make more money, and now
Yeah.
he's making this expensive to make more money. And it's like, man, when is it enough money? Just stop.
Unfortunately, though, to fully answer your question,
Never.
yeah, there's honestly just not much that they're going to add to the game that's, good for the game. As far as improving the free-to-play experience, there's only so much they can do, because like I said, it is strictly at this point an avenue for membership.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that they added Brutus. Kind of cool. You guys got a boss. They added that one underground area below Ice Mountain.
Yeah.
That does seem like it'd be cool for free to play, but I think the only way would just be to slowly, like, maybe give you a taste membership, but it is very disingenuous.
Yeah,
Because it's not even really trying to get you to have fun. It's getting you to pay more.
I think realistically, you should just continue enjoying the game the few, times a week that you hop on currently as a free-to-play casual, and just enjoy that. And then maybe if you get bored of that, make a new account or something, or,
New accounts are always kind of fun.
Or you can join a free-to-play clan, and they have clan events and stuff like that.
That's
I think
cute.
that would be your next step realistically, because
You don't see any.
even if you got members, even if they introduce new stuff in the game, it's going to be more of the same. They're not going to introduce level 80 content for free-to-play. So you're kind of just stuck in a kind of like a no man's zone.
It's true. Anything free to play they add is super early level.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
unfortunately you're not their target demographic.
Yeah. Next question from Harger on Discord. Thoughts on increasing the number of types of flowers you can farm in a flower patch? Right now, there are only 6. I think it'd be interesting if there are upwards of 20 types, all with different uses. Using real life examples, lavender could calm the player, thus run faster. Calendula can cure burning. Guarana can boost run energy, etc. I don't know if this is more farming or herbal expansion. I think that's kind of cute,
Yeah.
but I'm imagining kind of like the strange fruit, how you kind of can utilize the strange fruit if you get it. So I'm like, do you eat the flower?
The run energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously you wouldn't want anything crazy. It would just be like a nice little quality of life early level. So I like it. I don't know how you would use it though, because they specifically said they really don't want to add more pots in the game right now.
Yeah.
So the only way I could think is you eat a whole flower.
Okay.
But I kind of like the idea of it, because there really isn't that much use cases for the flowers. And then I think Limport's the last one you get until you get like White Lily from Hespori. But
Yeah.
that's like it, I'm pretty sure. And then it's just, you'd never really use that unless you're on a farming contract.
I think they should add more utility for farming. It feels like
Yeah.
a natural progression,
Mhm.
because like obviously like you said, they end up on White Lily, which does have a pretty good use.
It does, yeah.
What does it do? It like kind of protects
It
your stuff?
protects I think it's the allotment next to it, or maybe it's
Yeah.
the bush next to it. Something. It protects something in there.
So I think like potentially you could even like do higher level ones where it protects more things in the area.
That's
Or
cool.
you could do ones where it's like it has a potential to yield more, either more of the allotment nearby or even more of the seeds for the allotment nearby, because obviously you're struggling for seeds as an Ironman a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's like that could be a good way to be like, I don't like want to pick up these seeds all the time, or I can't, or whatever. Obviously you have a seed box, but yeah, that could
don't
be
have
like
that.
an interesting way to be like, all right, I like doing watermelons a lot. So now you get like 2 or 3 seeds, which isn't a lot, but it's better
It's
than
enough to keep you going.
like what other flowers do you plant anyways?
Yeah.
I only ever plant limports.
Exactly. So I think that, I mean, if you add more uses, more variety, people
Yeah.
have to make the tough choices of which flower to plant. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's a fun idea.
Or you could be all like, oh, this one attracts more bees, which means your nearby allotments pollinate much faster. So like they grow
Oh,
faster.
that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Like
Cute.
I feel like they could easily do that. It's thematic, it makes sense, and it's like an obvious expansion
It's a
for
nice little quality of life.
kind of like a neglected part of the skill.
I'd agree. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Next question from Matt. Would you be up for a woodcutting minigame where you and a team of up to 5 other players are hired by King Rold to deforest the Corrosion jungle?
Dude,
Matt,
real
you be
life.
asking these negative questions.
Real life.
So you land an instance version of Karamja, and while you attempt to chop down the trees, local animals and tribesmen get angry and attack you. So you have to fend off enemies at the same time while chopping the trees and running the logs back to the ship to take back to the king. This is some colonial stuff. Oh my god.
Very much.
The objective is to get as many logs as you can and still escape. You don't have to deforest the whole island. It sounds like you can if you want. As long as one player makes it to the ship and departs, you can leave with whatever logs you manage to acquire, and the king will reward your whole team.
This is like Helldivers.
Is that what Helldivers is like?
As long as you leave with one person, you succeed the mission.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I will say a minigame like this sounds fun, but I think the story's too dark.
It sounds wild.
The story's too dark. Like maybe you could just be like mining somewhere instead, and like there's a cave in at a certain amount of time. I don't know.
You're mining and it's stealing the precious resources from nearby communities.
I think the story's a little too crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you're killing them too. They're like, stop cutting down our forest, and you're like, ah! Like,
Yeah, that's.
it's maybe a little bit too real. But I like the idea of like a little mini game, like collecting stuff. I like mini games, so collecting something in a less intense way, I'd be down for.
I honestly think, yeah, something along the lines of that would be kind of interesting, mostly because I think woodcutting sucks as a skill and also as like
Even
an
with forestry?
experience. Forestry's not, it's not good. The XP is not much better. The mini games require so much attention,
They do.
and it's still really slow. So I think like woodcutting mini game, I think there's room for it. I do think it should be more active. I think it should be potentially like building something for people. Like you could be all like, oh, we're delivering a lot of stuff. Like maybe it could be part of sailing kind of. But it's like maybe you are in Karamja. There's a big old river that goes through Karamja. You could be all like, oh, you know, we're transporting goods or something, and like we need people that like constantly be getting new rafts because it only sails in one direction or something. Whatever. But I think there could be room for that.
Yeah.
Your idea is absolutely left field, like
Very
wild.
maniacal, very evil villain of you.
Yes. Not only are you stealing the property on their lands,
You're
you're killing
killing
them
them.
in the process, which is crazy.
You're like, so I was thinking about the history of America and I felt inspired.
Yeah, literally. And then once you're done, you're like, oh, they were trying to steal our wood. That would be full circle.
Yeah, no, actually. Another one you could do like a crafting one, but it's a little more wholesome, you know, like maybe you're sneaking onto a farm and you're like shearing all the sheep and you have to like escape before the farmers run out and kick you out or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's
A little
definitely
more
a
cutesy.
few things you could do for that. Like you could also be like, oh, we're building wood houses for, you know, these people in this area or something. Like that's really easy.
You have to do it before the wolf comes and blows it all down.
Yeah, or like there's like a coming storm or something, kind of like Temperos.
What if it
but-
was a little construction mini game and you're building little houses for pigs and there's a wolf that will come and attack them?
Yeah, I mean, you could have like a multi-part thing, kind of like Trouble Brewing, where there's like multiple skills involved.
Yeah. You should work for Jagex because you and whoever suggested that King Cat mini game, you guys would really get along.
Yes.
You little Disney villain. We had one more question. This one's just for you. So
Okay.
this is from Elise on Discord. Any advice on marathon training plans? I've done 2 half marathons, but that was a couple years ago, and I'm super out of shape, so I'm basically back to square one. I think I'd start prepping 3-ish months before racing.
Oh, that's plenty of time.
Okay.
That's more than enough time for a half, at least, and I think it's still a reasonable amount of time for a marathon, assuming obviously you've done them in the past. I think honestly, there's 2 really big things for marathon training. This being said, I've never done a full marathon as
You've
part
done
of
like
a
the triathlon.
as part of a marathon race. I've
Yeah.
done like a half marathon, and I've casually ran like 20 miles a couple times in my life, but like not a full marathon and definitely not in a race. That being said, I am training for one currently.
I'm so scared for you.
That being said, I think there are like two big things that I would say is like one is training variance. Like your fast days should be fast. And as an overarching theme, you should be really thinking about adhering to your training.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you get the training plan from, I would recommend getting one to begin with.
That's like a number one tip, get a training plan.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
helped him a lot having like structure. Like,
yeah,
this is what you
especially
need to
for me
do.
because I'm getting like 14 hours of training every week. So it's like I need something.
Yeah.
But even if you don't, I guess you can still kind of think one up and just think about like one variance, have your fast days be fast and have your slow days be slow. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Your slow days are going to be very boring. They're going to be very monotonous and you are probably not going to like them, but
Mm-hmm.
they are incredibly important because
Yeah.
they build your aerobic base. They literally like restructure the way your body works. So they need to be slow. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't like be like, oh, this is boring. I'm going to start going fast. There's no point in doing that. You might as well go home at that point.
Yeah.
Um, and same thing with the fast days. Fast days need to be fast. They
Mm-hmm.
need to be, you need to be pushing yourself. If you get halfway through and you're like, man, this is starting to get hard and you feel yourself pulling off the gas, just stop, just go home. Cause you're not getting what you want out of that workout and it's not going to help you as much.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that's, a metaphor. I'm not saying to literally go home. I'm just saying go,
You need to
go,
you need to lock in.
go and find your reason why you're doing it and think about that again and then do your training the proper way because
Yeah.
you're just cheating yourself if you are taking an easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
So make your hard days hard and your slow days slow
Okay.
and recover.
And get a plan.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be, quote unquote successful, as in like you do it, and you don't feel like you're dying,
Mm-hmm.
get a plan. Plenty of people don't get plans and they're still fine. It's just, it really kind of depends on the person. I know a lot of people like structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's literally all training is just make your hard days hard and your easy days easy and rest.
I feel like you could probably find good inspiration for free plans on like YouTube and stuff too, to be honest.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of
Yeah.
places to get like either free or practically free or very, very cheap, like less than 10 or 20 bucks. I don't know where you are, but yeah, mine was expensive. Mine was $100, but it was a 27-week program for a full
It's
triathlon.
very detailed.
Very much different.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't need to overpay. I wouldn't pay more than like $20 if you ever bought a
Yeah,
program.
don't pay the same amount of time.
No. But yeah, that's it.
That's it for our questions this week. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, we do appreciate all your questions. Hopefully you ask some more next week when we do have debt ting on.
Dating.
We do appreciate them and we do look forward to them. So hopefully you all enjoyed them. If you did, you can also ask us and follow us on any of our socials.
Yeah, our TikTok and Twitter, Bunebape OSRS, Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky are all, and Instagram are all Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So come say hi to me on stream. I'm probably still gonna be working on the freaking goal pet. I need to do it off stream, but I keep getting distracted. Next week we're gonna be doing about dating. If you want to ask me a question, you need to ask fast though, because this is only gonna be out for like a day before I record with him. And yeah, we really appreciate you guys so much for I still can't believe that we're able to actually like reach the monetizing point. Like that's
True.
that's so cool. It took us 5 years, but who cares? We made it. Yee.
Yeah.
So cool.
I appreciate you all. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And if you did, we'll see you all.
Very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.